Good morning. Welcome again to Morning Devotions, and thank you again so much for our time together. I'd like us to take a look back again in the book of Hebrews. It's one of my favorite books in the Bible, but I think all of them are time to time. But in the book of Hebrews, we see some truths that really kind of wipe away a bunch of religious doctrines from our head. Have you ever lived around people who really believe that God makes everything a little confusing because he really just likes to make everything cloudy and difficult to understand? And, we really can't know what God wants us to do. We really can't know. But that's never what I found about God. I found it's never a problem with knowing what God wants. The problem is in doing what God wants. And let me show you what Paul says here in Hebrews chapter 6. Men swear by someone greater than themselves, and the oath confirms what is said and puts an end to all argument. Because God wanted to make the unchanging nature of his purpose very clear to the heirs of what was promised. Because God wanted to make the unchanging nature of his purpose very clear. God is a God of clarity. He's not a God of confusion. He's not the author of confusion. He's not a God of smoke and mirrors that leaves everybody confused and kind of unbalanced and unsteady, not knowing what to do with their lives. You serve a God of clarity. Let me say that again. You and I serve a God of clarity. Now, this religious stuff about a God who makes everything kind of dark and confusing, that's the devil. Your God is a God of clarity. Your God likes to make things very clear. Now, when you begin to see God like that, all of a sudden, you're going to read the Scriptures very differently. God has given you clarity. When you hear the voice of God, you're going to listen to it very differently. You're not looking for symbolic meanings and hidden this and hidden that, because you realize God is a God of clarity. God likes to make things clear.